The center of the North American greenhouse industry is Leamington, Ontario. Since the early 1990s, acreage has exploded from 300 to 1,800 acres of greenhouse tomatoes, cucumbers, and sweet peppers. During this time, Holland, Spain, Mexico, the South and Western U.S., and Western Canada have all developed significant greenhouse acreages. Venting, manual irrigation, and even soil-based growth has evolved into a high-tech system where all stages of growth are computer-controlled, such as irrigation, environmental controls, and even pest monitoring. This ensures the plants are given the ideal growing conditions at any given time. Hydroponics is the practice of growing plants without conventional soil. The actual hydroponic greenhouse structure stands anywhere from 9 to 22 feet high and can range from 1 to 60 acres in size. Unlike a shade house that is open, the hydroponic greenhouse is a closed system where pest populations can be easily controlled and the necessities of photosynthesis can be controlled to guarantee production and quality. Carbon dioxide, water, nutrients, and temperatures are adjusted through computer control. Light is a limiting factor to control, which is why special attention to the actual covering of the greenhouse is made. In the last 4 years, 50% of the greenhouse expansions have chosen temperate glass, as this maximizes light during the darker months. Building a greenhouse is expensive, close to $500,000 an acre. Growing mediums used by greenhouses include cocoa fibers, which come from the husks of coconut at $3,800 an acre. And the other is stone wool, which is derived from rock that is melted and blown into a candy floss-like substrate at $6,200 an acre. Using inert substrates allow the grower to provide the appropriate fertilizer content to the plant at any given time. Each plant is provided a dripper that waters the plant according to the irrigation schedule the grower has established. At peak season, each plant is given on average 3/4 of a gallon of fertilized water per day, totaling 7,500 gallons an acre per day. This costs $7,000 an acre per year. With water conservation in mind, greenhouses have developed a recirculating trough system. This system allows for the 25% overwatering to be returned back to the reservoir, where it is put through an ozonation treatment process to eliminate any fungus or bacteria. Once treated, the water is considered usable and is sent back to the plants. Ideally, hydroponic cucumbers, tomatoes, and bell peppers are grown in a region with long daylight hours and temperatures between 70 and 85 degrees. Scientific research is an integral part of greenhouse hydroponics. The ongoing studies allow growers to increase their yields while maintaining quality and developing more disease-resistant plants while minimizing harmful pesticides and contaminants. Using advanced computer systems, high-tech greenhouses heat and ventilate for a constant environment as temperatures and humidity outside fluctuate. The ability to control humidity minimizes the chance for bacteria and disease. It costs about $80,000 an acre to heat a greenhouse during the course of a year. Low-tech greenhouses may have the basic controls of irrigation and environment. However, without the structural advancements such as troughs, proper ventilation, and greenhouse coverings, it becomes increasingly difficult to produce a quality crop. Without the proper tools, quality is jeopardized. Many growers use natural gas and oil as an energy source to produce heat, but they also use it for carbon dioxide, which boosts plant production. As the plants produce oxygen in the controlled environment, CO2 must be monitored and distributed into the greenhouse. Farmers are experimenting with new methods of heating, including burning biomass and other alternative fuels to reduce costs and environmental impact. When it comes to the seed, greenhouse seeds typically cost 50 times the price of field seeds. Seeds are engineered towards quality, while some focus on quantity. The genes of a greenhouse vegetable seed have an indeterminate head. The plant will continue to grow for as long as possible before it is topped. For example, a greenhouse tomato plant will grow to 40 feet, a pepper plant to 16 feet, and a cucumber plant to 9 feet. A field plant, however, has a predetermined head, which is why you'll never see a 16-foot pepper plant in your garden. The seed is propagated into a small plant at a remote location. After about 25 to 45 days, these small plants are brought to the greenhouse, where they are placed in the soilless medium and connected to a water network by individual drippers. For tomatoes, it takes about 8 weeks from propagated plant to fruit, and the plant will last about 8 months. The tomato plant grows 7 inches a week and is lowered every 3 to 4 weeks. Plants are de-leafed every 2 weeks and pruned every week to reduce wasted energy and provide more sunlight to the tomatoes. Peppers by nature are slow growing. From small plant to harvestable fruit takes approximately 9 weeks, and 9 months separate first to last harvest. The ideal growing temperature for peppers is 72 degrees, with 75 to 80% humidity. A lower night temperature encourages strong flowers and good fruit set. Pepper plants will flower at every node and set fruit in flushes, about 5 peppers per stem. Excess fruit is pruned to maximize plants' available energy. Pepper and tomato flowers are self-pollinating, but to ensure high-quality uniform product, growers use bumblebees to increase pollination. These bumblebees are reared locally and brought into the greenhouse by a trained beekeeper. Bumblebees are used for many reasons. They can visit more flowers per day. They are much more docile than honeybees, and their lack of communication skills with other bumblebees keep them in the greenhouse rather than foraging outside. Cucumber plants are not pollinated, which results in a seedless cucumber. From propagated plant to first harvest is 20 days. The plant will last anywhere from 12 to 20 weeks before it's topped. Cucumbers like humidity, around 80 to 90%, and the optimal 24-hour temperature for cukes is 75 degrees. Cucumber plants grow rapidly and may use up to a gallon of water per day. Tomatoes on the vine are harvested in clusters with the vine attached in sets of 4 to 5. They are harvested at orange color, as the kingpin tomato ripens faster than the other 4 tomatoes. Greenhouse beefsteak tomatoes are harvested in the cool mornings with the calyx attached, as they begin to break from green to orange in color. Tomato fruit harvested at a more advanced stage may not have a long shelf life, as it becomes overripe quickly. Typically, there are 10,000 tomato plants in an acre, and about 52 pounds per plant is harvested each year. Greenhouse peppers are harvested at 85% color. Too early a harvest delays full color and shortens shelf life. The peppers are trimmed at the knuckle of the plant, resulting in the trademark stem of a hydroponic greenhouse pepper. To prevent overmaturity, cucumber plants are harvested often, sometimes daily. Because they have a thin skin, they lose water quickly and are shrink-wrapped to extend shelf life. On average, 40 to 50,000 cases of cucumbers are produced per acre per year. Crops are continually monitored for pests and diseases. To reduce and even eliminate the use of pesticides, an integrated pest management system is put in place. At most large facilities, an in-house IPM coordinator monitors the populations on a weekly basis. Keeping a routine makes it possible to recognize when populations are growing or slowing down. When a pest population is found, the first IPM tool is to release the proper parasitic wasps or predators for that pest. By acting in a timely fashion, almost all pests can be controlled biologically without ever requiring the need for harsh chemicals. This is the #1 reason why greenhouse vegetables are much safer to eat, as field vegetables do not have a closed system to keep the biologicals in, resulting in the need for chemicals to control their pests. Immediately after harvest, the tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers are brought to the packing shed, which is kept at 60 degrees. The cold chain slows down the growth process and helps ensure product longevity. Advanced technology sorts tomatoes by weight and color, peppers by weight, and cucumbers by length once they are shrink-wrapped. Tomatoes are sorted based on a 6-point color scale. Any product that does not meet accepted standards is removed. As the product moves across the line, it is stickered by a vision computer and placed in boxes. The hydroponic greenhouse tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers are placed in coolers and are shipped to customers based on specification of color and size. As the greenhouse industry evolves, it continues to separate itself from vegetables grown in open fields. One of the most important issues today is food safety and traceability. The greenhouse hydroponic industry continues to be a global leader in food safety with good handling practices and third-party audits. With all this production, it is vital for greenhouse facilities and warehouses to have some form of traceability program. High-tech greenhouses have the capabilities and technology to track box produce back to the row from which it came. Employee hygiene and cleanliness is very important in the greenhouse to prevent bacteria and disease from affecting plants and fruit. When employees spot an issue, they digitally map their location in a preventative practice to solve problems faster, and the information is recorded and stored. Vegetables are protected from pollution, wildlife, and other potential contaminants, which creates conditions for the safest produce growing methods available. Greenhouse hydroponics is efficient. It is possible to grow 10,000 plants per acre, yielding 20 to 30 times more an acre versus field. Computer-controlled systems for water, carbon dioxide, fertilizers, and humidity minimize waste and maximize resources. With a focus on quality with minimal environmental impact, the future is bright for hydroponic greenhouse vegetables.